Have you ever felt like you were at rock bottom, clinging to a tiny spark of hope? That's exactly where we find Ruth. After the hardships of chapter 2, we see her loyalty and hard work haven't gone unnoticed. Naomi, her mother-in-law, sees a chance for a new beginning, a chance for security and rest for Ruth. She hatches a plan, a bold and culturally significant one. She tells Ruth, "Wash, put on perfume, and get dressed in your best clothes. Then go down to the threshing floor, but don't let the man see you until he has finished eating and drinking." This wasn't just about looking nice, it was a symbolic act. Ruth was preparing to present herself not as a poor widow gleaning in the fields, but as a woman ready to claim a future. The threshing floor was a place of harvest and celebration. At night, after a long day's work, the owner, Boaz, would sleep there to guard his grain. Naomi instructs Ruth to wait until Boaz is asleep, then go and uncover his feet and lie down. Now, this might sound strange to us, but in their culture it was a powerful, humble appeal. It was a woman, in a vulnerable position, placing her future in the hands of a kinsman redeemer, asking for his protection and provision under the law. Imagine the courage this took for Ruth. In the dead of night, she quietly approaches Boaz. When he startles awake and asks who she is, her reply is one of the most beautiful in all of Scripture. "I am your servant Ruth. Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a kinsman redeemer." She wasn't being forward or improper. She was asking for marriage, for the protection that came with it. She was asking him to fulfill his role as a redeemer for her and Naomi's family line. Boaz is deeply moved. He praises her loyalty, not just to Naomi, but to her late husband's family. He could see her character shining through. She didn't chase after younger, wealthier men. She chose the honorable path, the path of redemption. Boaz immediately agrees to help, but there's a catch. There's another kinsman redeemer who is more closely related and has the first right of refusal. Boaz, a man of integrity, promises to settle the matter properly and publicly the very next day. He doesn't leave Ruth in suspense. He sends her home with a generous gift of barley, a tangible sign of his promise and provision. Ruth returns to Naomi, not empty-handed, but filled with grain and hope. Naomi, full of wisdom, tells her to "Wait, my daughter, until you find out how the matter turns out. For the man will not rest until the matter is settled today." And she was right. Chapter 4 opens with Boaz going straight to the town gate, the place where business and legal matters were decided. He gathers 10 elders as witnesses and calls over the other kinsman redeemer. He presents the situation. Naomi is selling a piece of land that belonged to her late husband, Elimelech. The closer kinsman initially agrees to buy it to keep it in the family. But then Boaz adds the crucial detail. Whoever buys the land must also marry Ruth the Moabitess to maintain the name of the dead with his property. Suddenly, the deal isn't so attractive. The other kinsman backs out, worried it will endanger his own estate. He publicly takes off his sandal and gives it to Boaz, sealing the deal. In that moment, Boaz officially becomes the kinsman redeemer. In front of all the witnesses, he declares that he has acquired all that belonged to Naomi's family and that he is taking Ruth as his wife. The elders and all the people at the gate bless them, praying that their family would be as great as the historical families of Israel. The story culminates in the most wonderful way. Boaz marries Ruth, and they have a son named Obed. The women of the town rejoice with Naomi, praising God who has not left her without a redeemer. This grandson, they say, will renew her life and sustain her in her old age. The child who was born from loyalty and love becomes the grandfather of King David, placing this humble family from Bethlehem directly in the lineage of Jesus Christ. This incredible story shows us that even in our darkest moments, acts of loyalty, kindness, and faith can pave the way for a future we could never imagine. God works through ordinary people and difficult circumstances to bring about his extraordinary plan of redemption. It's a powerful reminder that no one is too small or too broken for God to use. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe for more content that explores these amazing narratives. See you next time.